Hi you guys, and Happy New Year. My name is Aimee DeRoehn, and this is the first edition of 2011's Carter administration. Thank you, Carter. So many of you guys have been writing to me and asking me to talk to you and to incorporate more meditation. So I thought it would be really something to speak to you a little bit about meditation, what it does for me, why I do it. I always will say this: we cannot take people where we ourselves haven't been, and the truth is I would need to be able to do this very strongly and very consistently for me to really have a tangible place to speak from about it. So with me, you're going to get the real deal. Yoga and meditation were not tools that came into my life by choice for me. They kind of found me. And I spent time dabbling, I think that every single one of us does that before we're finally ready to put 2 feet in anything, whether it be a yoga practice or a relationship or going to school, There's got to be something that really says, like, I got to do this. Like, it's not an option. And it's a knowing. It's not something you think about. If you think about it so much, that's when we cancel it out, okay? Or at least that's when I did. It's a feeling inside, like, I have to do this. It is not even a choice anymore. My life doesn't work without whatever that is to you. So I dabbled for a while. I kind of skated in and out. I'd be really consistent, then I'd fall off. It takes a while to make a new habit, so keep that in mind when you're hanging out with me at all on these videos. And so if our habit has been the opposite of something we're newly trying to bring in and incorporate into our lives, we tend to fight it a little bit. And you know what part of us fights it? The mind. So my mind fought it. My mind fought sitting still in meditation because my mind was jumping all over the place, was very stressed, stinking thinking, and it was creating a restlessness inside me to physically sit still. I want to be able to teach things to you in a way that might shave off suffering, the kind of suffering I went through, so that maybe you don't have to. But I noticed one day when I didn't do meditation, by 11 o'clock that morning, like I didn't meditate prior to going about my day, by 11 o'clock that morning, I wanted to just go back to bed, cry myself to sleep. I had an anxiety. I felt very nervous when people approached me. But that was just me in general for all of my life, most every day of the week. Unless, I was around a really good friend I felt comfortable with. So I could kind of ease up a little bit. But other than that, I was pretty hardwired for stress all the time. So I went from a consistent practice, and then I didn't do it. Like, I had to get out of the house early and go about my day. And I was like, whatever, I'll do it later. But at that point, the new habit, just a little chunk of it, you guys, it started to really bring me to a place of calm and center and ease and focus. But the focus for the mind is important, but just the fact that I could walk out my front door, have somebody approach me, and not be so nervous, not have that script going on in my head of like, what do I say next? What might they say? What if this happens? What if that happens? Oh my God. It was like a merry-go-round in my mind I couldn't get off. An endless cocktail hour. My mental mitts were on everything. And my thoughts were very stressful, full of anxiety, full of worry, fear, lacking confidence. All of those things pulled me right out of my shoes and pulled me away from a sense of being really present with people, because I was always in fear of what might be coming at me and what might be coming next. So on the day that I didn't meditate, that's how I knew this meditation thing was no joke for me in my life, because I recognized how off I was, how frazzled I was, how anxious. I didn't enjoy that day at all. And that's when I stopped playing around, because I started to realize something that I hope to educate you about. These meditation practices, guys, yoga practice, whatever it is that we do that just gives us that little bit of time away from the world for ourselves in a way that centers us, those practices are meant to be utilized in our human day-to-day grit of life. Buddha said, our mind creates our world. And when I first heard that, I was like, whatever. But that Buddha was no joke. And he went before all of us to be able to teach us these things so that we might get it. That we will have tools, that if we are seeking something, we will find the tools that will show up to make our life easier. I hope I can offer you, and I hope I can teach you meditation in a way that's very simple. I teach what was taught to me, which is a very simple hand meditation. I'm a feeler. Aside from being a yoga teacher, I'm an intuitive. An intuitive gets insights to things by way of feeling. I'm a Reiki healer. I'm not somebody who can do Reiki healing with the hands over the body. I have to have my hands on the body to feel that energy. So this meditation practice that I will teach you, I've had so much success with teaching it to people that say they'll never be able to meditate, they'll never be able to sit still. And I feel for them, and I feel for you. I know what it's like to fidget. I know what it's like to itch and be frustrated and all of that. But I also have ways to teach you very powerfully how to manage that. And I have ways to teach you that we have to get to a place within us where we decide, I gotta look at what I'm thinking about, because what I'm thinking about is coming first, and then it produces a feeling in the body. And if our thoughts are stressing us out the way mine always were, then it's creating nervous tension, stress and tension in the physical body. It's straining the organs. It is constantly putting our nervous system on high alert. It is putting us on a need for a defense when maybe there probably isn't one. As Baron Baptiste always said in class, there's a real distinction between true pain and panic. And very often our minds go into this story, and nothing's even happening. And very often our minds are clouded with heavy thoughts, stressed out thoughts, worrisome, regrets about the past, feeling guilty about the past, And then, what about the future? What about the future? What about the future? Everything that is most powerful and in our control is right here in this moment. The past is gone. I put my whole life into my thoughts about the past and what I wish I could have turned the clock back to do different. Or I'd be thinking about the future. But then I learned the future is only going to unfold based on what's going on right here, right now. If I can get you to learn meditation in a way that starts to soothe your mind, relieve a little bit of the excess head chatter, you'll go to sleep deeper, more restful, and you'll have a presence for your day-to-day relationships, driving on the road, and rolling up your sleeves and showing up for work and doing whatever it is that needs to be done. The grocery shopping, the laundry, paying the bills. These practices are not meant to sit in a cave. These practices are not meant to sit only in a yoga studio, wearing fancy yoga clothes. These practices are not going to be about levitating, because that's not going to make you a more worthy person. You need to be grounded in your body, in your life. So floating around on the ceiling, contemplating your belly button, I can't teach you that. I can only teach you what I know. And what I know is meditation has given me, for the first time in my life, coupled with the yoga, tools to finally get grounded, to finally get really 100% present. Whether I'm doing the dishes, taking a shower, driving behind that steering wheel, talking to my children, most importantly, listening to a friend on the phone who took the time to call me, teaching my yoga classes, what I put into my mouth for food. Awareness and a wakefulness is what will give us power to really get clear on our lives and maybe refine some things or turn it around. Or maybe it gives you a wakefulness to say, I'm pretty damn good just the way I am, thank you very much. If I can bring you into a sense of peace and ease and a more friendly manner with yourself internally, it's going to create a different experience for your day. Literally, I'll teach you how to rewrite the destiny of your day and ultimately your life. And never care who you used to be. That's over. Doesn't matter to me. Who do you want to be now? And can you understand? The Buddha said, our mind is creating our world. So we might want to put some conscious, loving attention on that. Namaste. Thanks, guys.